As the Halachot of Muktze, the Chacham Ovadia discusses a case of a broom. Is a broom considered to be Muktze? Now the reason why one would argue that it's Muktze is in the Gemara's times, it was asur to use a broom to sweep the floors. The floors weren't paved. They weren't covered with wood or with tiles or all those things. It was just dirt until, and in some places until very recent, it wasn't a thing to do that. And therefore, sweeping the floor was actually straightening the ground. It was perfecting the ground to make the hill parts, the parts that are a little bit protruding, make them flat, and the parts that are a little bit they're a little bit low, to make them even. So since that was the case, Gemara says it's asur to sweep the floors. Today in our times, Baruch Hashem, that they have paved houses and there's cement and then there's tiles and everything else. So no longer is this a prohibition, since there's not any possibility of smoothing the surface, and therefore it's mutar to sweep the floors. Once it's mutar to sweep the floors, Mimela, using a broom is not muktze. A person is able to use the broom because that's the primary function of a broom. So primarily it is used for something that is mutar, and that's why it's not asur. The Rama does say an interesting thing. The Rama talks about brooms that used to have the bristles that were made out of straw. And he says that one cannot use a broom because you might come to break the bristles of the broom. And then that's kind of like breaking an instrument. And therefore it's not allowed. Chacham Ovadia brings, first of all, in our times we don't use straw brooms, we use regular from plastic and other materials. So that's number one. Number two, it's not so clear that it would be asur even if it was a straw broom, because it's not your intention. If it's not your intention, it's not certainly going to happen. So you have room to be lenient. And therefore, the brooms of today's times are certainly not in the category of Muktze, not for Sfaradim and also not for Ashkenazim. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.